talk a little bit about what taxonomy is, and then we're going to break into groups and do a group activity today. So I have a small video for us to watch really quickly.
A pillbug, woodlouse, all of these names are actually common names for the same organism. Imagine how confusing it would be to keep track of all living things if different people use their own names. For scientists, the use of common names in different languages started to make the study of life more complicated than it already was. In order to create one system that could be used universally, Carlos Linnaeus developed binomial nomenclature. This is a system that uses two names to identify an organism. Specifically, it uses the genus and species names. We'll look at what that means a little later, but let's first look at how binomial nomenclature is used. In order to correctly write a name in this system, the first letter of the genus must be capitalized and the entire name must be written in italics. For example, the scientific name for a house cat is Felis catus. For the lion, it is Panther oleo. For the common goldfish, it is Carassius auratus. During his studies, Linnaeus classified and named over 11,000 organisms. He based his classification on morphology, which is basically what an organism looks like. This chart shows the morphology of leaves. While we now use genetics to classify organisms, Linnaeus is still one of the most memorable people involved in taxonomy, which is the study of naming and classifying organisms. Now that we know why scientific names are used and how they are written, let's look at the hierarchical system of creating these names. Linnaeus developed a system that went from broadest to most specific. The levels of classification he used are kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, and species. You can see that genus and species are the two most specific categories, which is why they are used in binomial nomenclature to identify an organism. A good way to remember the order of classification from broadest to most specific is to use a mnemonic device. So
there's a little bit about taxonomy, and so we'll go back to this picture here. In place of life, there's, of course, is the umbrella. They started at kingdom, which is a little bit more specific. Does anyone have anything to add to the video, maybe?
It's probably going to be easier to do genus than all the rest of them.
Right. So it's going to be easiest to name something, and it's based on the characteristics of organisms. So we're going to look mainly about genus and species to classify our organisms. Who knows what the genus and species of an organism is? Can anyone name one off the top of their head? What are we? What are we called?
Homo sapiens.
That's correct. Is the Homo sapien, which one is the genus and which one is the species? Homo is the genus, that's correct. Great. So we'll move on. And again, this photo here, Carlos Linnaeus, he is the one that classified all organisms. He lived from 1707 to 1778. It's very important that you know who this guy is. Before him was Aristotle. He basically knew that there should be a classification for all organisms, such as humans cannot be in the same class as dogs or cats. Linnaeus really emphasized that and built upon Aristotle's work. So we go in and redefine taxonomy. I'd like for you to write this down. What is taxonomy? It's a branching of classification system categorized by characteristics of each organism. So here's an example of the human taxonomy. Our domain is eukarya. We are eukaryotes. We are multicellular organisms, and we have membrane-bound organelles. Our kingdom is Animalia. We are animals. Phylum Chordata. We have a notochord at the embryonic stage. Does anybody know what that looks like? Looks like a little tail, like on a tadpole, maybe? Something like that. The class Mammalia, we are mammals. Order, primates. family, Hominidae, is the great apes such as the chimps, gorillas, and orangutans. And as you go down the line, you can kind of tell that we're more and more related as we go down there. The genus is Homo, and the species is Sapien. So you can tell people, hey, I'm a Homo sapien, and I'm proud of it. So there are 6 kingdoms of life. It is important to note the tree of life. We have a branching system. Animalia, you'll notice, is up at the top, and fungi, plantae, and then there's protista, archaeobacteria, which we're going to elaborate on at a later time, but I'm just introducing a basic description of each of these. It says Monera is over here. It's another word for the eubacteria. You're going to go up to protista. There's the fungi. That's going to be all over